Okay, okay. Today we're going to go over this game. I keep hearing that. I want to go over the car park fight. I'm going to do this in master mode. Um, this my desktop. I did this. It wasn't easy cutting this guy out. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to go over this car park thing. But before we do that, um, we're going to go over some other things real quick. Now I know this is Silent Hunter 3, blah blah blah. That's not what this is about. It's about control configuration. On my keypad, on my keyboard, the number buttons are over to the right, and these keys are in the center. So they're in between this, and directly under these. Because really, like when you have a laptop, I use a USB plug-in for mine so I could still keep this key arrangement, because that laptop key arrangement is for the birds. I do not use the WASD keys. These are old DOS configuration keys pre-Windows 95, which I'm surprised 2018 and developers are still using keyboard arrangements from back in early 90s, 1990s. So what I do is that this is forward, backward, strap right, strap left. And then this is fire, and this is jump. This is crouch, this is lower crouch. This one here allows you to run faster. This is how I change my ammo. This pulls out my knife, which is right underneath my bandages and medkits. This is for use or to pick up items. My scope for zoom or binoculars. My rate of fire. My binoculars themselves. This here is how I change out my ammo. This allows me to change out my grenade launcher. This one here on Clear Sky and Call of Pripyat is how I pull out my detector and how I give orders. And then this one here runs my sidearm or my handgun. This is my grenade. And this thing here pulls out my rifle. This allows me to lean left. This one allows me to pull out my bolt to throw at anomalies. And this allows me to lean right. And as you can see, pretty much everything I need is just right here at a finger distance to one key or another. So if I need to sprint and I'm holding it, I can have one pinky here holding this forward button. Anomaly is there. I'm on the run. I ain't got time. I point down and pick it up here and jump over an obstacle. Or I could pull out a gun, start firing right away. And if I got to jump and jump, because this game at times could get really, really tight, and it's like sometimes I have jumped out of windows and stuff like that in the middle of a firefight because it's gotten tight like that. Mainly like in Call of Pripyat with that ambush with the mercs. So I call this my combat key arrangement, and any game that I can get away with using something similar to this is what I do. If I can't, then most of the time that game will sit because it gets difficult for me messing around with these buttons, trying to chase the entire keyboard down for simple, basic functions. Where here, everything is right here, and I can get to everything I need. The other thing I noticed is when you installed the Steam game of the S.T.A.L.K.E.R, because when I go to do this, I'm not going to have any mods. This is not a mod. This is the unpacked database. I have an extractor. So when I'm on like the forums and helping out people, this is where I reference from. But as you know, when you're moving, you wobble right and left like a rocking ship. It's very, very pronounced. And I don't know why the Steam version does that. And then when you go to pass out, you got that long rolling backwards that never ends. And if you make a quick right or left, it's like you get this whiplash action. It's like, what is going on in here? But I noticed when you installed the DVD version after you installed the Steam version, it stops all that. And it plays like it's supposed to. Because your walk is not that pronounced when you're walking. And when you go to pass out, you're supposed to just start to fall and then you're out. And that's it. So I don't know what all the camera dramatic movement is dealing with the Steam version. So I don't know if it's because it's Steam or it's because it's the 6th version of the update, the 1 point a bunch of 06. Because like this one here is the first one, and I have not updated this one yet. So this one here is still using the 1.5, 1 point bunch of zeros 1. So or the 1, the version 1. So I have an update in my mod folder. But even though I didn't install it, because I installed it after this, it still corrects the camera version. So that changes nothing. So if you have the DVD and you never installed it because you don't care, because you got the Steam version, you may want to install it to correct your camera problems. Because that does seem to work. I never had to go to the console and bypass to rewrite the adjustments in the when I had the DVD and installed it. That actually worked just fine, and the movement is so slight, it's like how it was supposed to be. So we're going to go into this game and get this going. So here we are. We're going to get into this thing. We're going to go after the car park. It's been a long time since I played the default game. I've been mostly playing with my personal mod. So I'm hearing about some of these problems, the difficulties with it. So I don't know if it's because of the version 6 is the reason why, or what the deal is. But I don't know. We're just going to see how many times I get killed. It'll be fun. See how the movement is now? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Now, usually when I'm in here, I try to be on my game, because the you don't know where anything is coming from. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to stay sharp, and I try to use everything to my advantage. Anything I can find. At least that's how I play. 'Cause I'm always thinking it's like a 360-degree spear. So because you never know. Got it. Because the idea is that as a stalker, you're a hunter. I kind of look at it as you're like a special ops guy, an operative. You're in here and you're like on your own when you are in here. And you got to make use of whatever you can find. Okay, he has no balls, so he's not coming with you. It's like an exploratory game. You gotta look around for stuff. Usually there's nothing in these things. So you see that? Gotta be on the move all the time. There is no messing around. It ain't gonna work that way. That'll work against you. Come on. There we go. Alright. We're gonna do this on our own. Alright, let's get to it. I like to try to listen to my environment, see what's going on. I hear music and talking. Okay, so they're not alert to me yet. I need to get out of here. Well, I guess the guns are working. He's done for. And aiming doesn't seem to be a problem. I'm listening to where they're coming from. I need to do is check those other guys. There we go. He's down. I don't know what he's got. I ain't taking a chance. Could be a shotgun. There he is. Yeah, just keep standing there. He's down.